G'day YouTube, this is the Maddestman here again. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? It is 43 degrees outside of these walls in my garage here. 43 degrees. And instead I decided, no, I'm going to do some more wiring on my car. Now what am I wiring, you might think? Well, this is my GQ Patrol, as you can see. The new gas loom, as you can see here. The old wiring was giving me a lot of trouble. This is the old wiring here. It's pretty much 1/2 mil of wiring, 1/2 mil cable. It's pretty shit. So what I've done is that I've put in a new loom. This is a new loom that goes into the centre of the car and comes underneath this all. Well, it's too dark in here to see it, but I'll maybe turn some light on. And basically comes in behind here and up to these new, that's just a switch to get the car started, into the new wiring looms all in behind the dashboard over there. Anyway, the new loom is more than twice the thickness, as you can, I'll strip it out, as you can see there, much more thicker wire. So that's going to be a new loom for the gas system, new wiring through to the gas tanks, to the gauges that were playing up on the old wiring, and that. But anyway, 43 degrees, and you might think I'm mad. Well, I'm not mad enough until I have an air conditioner in my garage. So this is how I can actually work in here. A couple of pedestal fans running, and an air conditioner sitting underneath the door, which I'm actually going to get a piece of wood cut up so that can be pretty much just push the air conditioner out the door, plug it in, and put a piece of wood underneath there so I can have this permanently, well, not permanent, but kind of air conditioned whenever I like. So it just makes it a lot more thingo. It's only a small aircon, but it's enough to break the heat in the garage down to a reasonable level where I can actually work in here. It's about probably 30 degrees inside the garage here instead of 43 like outside. But anyway, as you can also see, this is the old wiring. Have a look at this. Just no protection, and this is a 4-wheel drive, so you can just about imagine what happens to this wire. It's all tight and taut. So what I'm going to do is going to install some 3-core flex, one to earth the tank for the sender, and another one, it'll be different colours, but instead of clipping the wire to the gas pipe, which it is now, I'm clipping the new wiring to the original car loom, and that way it's protected on the top. I'm probably going to put it on the inside instead of the outside like this. Probably this year sometime I'm going to get this gas pipe replaced. It is still okay for now, or at least a guard made up to just come over this, because I just don't like the idea of sticks and stuff like that being able to hit that. One thing for sure when you wire up a gas system like this is that you pull, like this is the mains power lead to the gas system, that you actually pull the fuses out, and advisory of turning off your tank and bleeding your system out of gas so that you don't get any unwanted power to anything. And make sure you check your connections twice and write everything down like I have. So for example, green, yellow is the oxygen sensor, blue is 0 volts or negative, white's the tank signal, and orange gas power to the lock-off system. Now in here is it's a bit hard to see, but there is a lock-off security system that gets actually ignition signal, so it will not turn on this valve until the actual car is ticking over and it's got an RPM signal, and ensure that basically that the wiring is all nice and neat, which hasn't been done yet because I haven't finished. But I don't know if I can show you. No, because my torch is in here. As you can see, this is my wiring loom that I put in months ago, but I've taken everything out because everything's going to be redone. But the cable loom is there. That's the cable loom right there. and that's going to be all tucked away, and basically you won't even be able to see this loom once all the covers and the radios are back in, and it actually runs in behind here, clipped up along the back of the metal and up to the switches there. So it's basically a mess right now. This is the new stereo loom, which I'll put the light back on it. The new stereo loom, as you can see, it's all been taped up nicely instead of having all the rubbish. The best way, joins in cables. Joins in cables. 1, you don't want corrosion. Number 2, you don't want it coming loose. Now, working underneath the engine bay, the best way to do it is soldering, heat shrink, or tape if you don't want to use heat shrink, and sometimes heat shrink is too expensive or too hard to use. It can be a pain in the arse, you need a heat gun, whatnot. So basically, as you can see here, you can also use the proper lugs with good heat shrink over it. Inside the car, soldering. Another cheap man's way out is to use Wago connectors, which you can buy from NHP in Australia. And I don't know if I can demo that. Yeah, let's see. This is a Wago connector here, which I've just used temporarily. So what they are is underneath, you lift the little clip up, you put your wire in, and you actually just let it clamp itself. Now these things here inside are all stainless steel, so they're absolutely wonderful. They don't corrode, except if you put them underneath the car, you'll end up that the plastic degrades over time, so you've got to be careful with that. New window winder mechanisms, because the one that broke on New Year's Eve, they are an absolute bastard, I can tell you that. Anyway, just thought I'd show you what I'm up to and what I'm doing. So, yeah, this is the Maddestman, over and out.